Hello all and welcome to a special edition of Market Vision by Invesfinc Advisors. Today on a Sunday evening, we are very excited to share the 10 prominent FnO futures and option stocks that should be on your watch list because these are currently trading near their all-time highs. Now when stocks approach these significant levels, it presents unique opportunities and potential risks for traders as well as investors. So what should be your strategy? Let's dive in and analyze these high flyers. Before we begin, one thing you should keep in your mind. Whatever stocks hitting the near time or the all-time highs often signal strong underlying momentum, positive investor sentiment as well as robust fundamentals. It can mean that the stock is breaking into the new territory with no prior overhead resistance. However, it is also a point where some profit booking can occur, or the stock might face some psychological resistance. So careful analysis and a clear strategy are the key. So before we begin, a quick disclaimer. Kindly read. Now first up, we will go to APL Apollo stock. APL Apollo Tubes Limited. So we will quickly apply the indicators. Yeah, as you can see. So this is a weekly candlestick chart. And this stock has been on a stellar run. So presently it has closed at 1830 levels, which has hit its all-time high at 1838 levels on the same day. The performance overall, as we could see, it has already given a strong rally recently and showing an excellent momentum. As far as the technicals are concerned, trading above the key moving averages suggests that the buying momentum could continue. The RSI presently is somewhere around in the range of 97 to 100, which is in an overbought zone. So some consolidation or a minor dip would be expected. Now what next? Already if people have been holding this stock, consider as a trailing stop loss at maybe the weekly low of 1762 levels. Someone who is looking out for new entry, this is going to be a risky bet as it is on the absolute peak and without any further confirmation bias. So look for a potential breakout above 1838 levels, which was the previous high with strong volumes, or a slight pullback and consolidation forming a new base. Now the immediate support could be coming at the Friday's close, which is 1800 to 1810 levels. Now as far as the fundamentals are concerned, there was a strong Q4 FI25 results and a positive growth guidance had been given by the management, which could be the driving factor for this particular rally. So as you could see, we have applied the super trend with EMA on this particular chart, and this particular technical indicator suggests that we are headed for a upward momentum from here on again. So there is no signal further reflected. So as long as it shows as green, it is okay to continue with this particular stock. Now next we will move on to a defense PSU, which is BEL, Bharat Electronics Limited. So this has also captured a significant investor interest, and this is also a weekly candlestick chart. So as you could see, there has been a decisive breakout above the 89 kind of levels with good volume, and this could open for the further upside. However, if someone who is looking out for a new kind of entry has to wait. So now this stock presently has closed around 383 to 384 levels, and it's the 52-week high, which was trading somewhere in the range of 388.65 levels. So it is very close to those levels. Now, if you talk about the performance, there have been a consistent uptrend in the stock, and it is driven by the strong order outbook as well as the positive sector outlook. Since there have been war news from the last couple of days, 2 weeks, that is when this counter has been quite bullish, and the technicals also suggest that it is on a bullish uptrend, and from almost like four weekly sessions we have been seeing a positive uptrend on this particular stock. So trading above any key moving averages would definitely help. And RSI, if we talk, is at the highest level, indicating strong momentum, but also we would be needing a caution. So now, since there have been a kind of green candle from the high levels, we have seen the supply that had come in. So we have to be cautious. Now, someone who is already holding the stock can trail the stop losses because though the defense theme was quite strong a few weeks ago, now that everything has calmed down and there are no news of further breakout on the wars, so maybe at the higher levels we can see some significant sell-off expected to come in. Someone who is looking for a new entry, you have to wait until a decisive breakout above the previous high of 388 levels. So once we see a good volume beyond 389 rupees, then that could open for the further upside. But if you are willing to wait, then it is okay to have a consolidation phase of roughly around 375 odd levels to 370 levels. Now fundamentally, if you see, this is a strong stock and the Q4 results also have been good. So there is a buzz around large orders like potential S400 manufacturing involvement and positive analysts reports from UBS, CLSA, Morgan Stanley. All these big institutions have raised their targets for the significant upside. So CSLA has given target of 423 levels and UBS at 453 levels, which is again roughly around 10 to 15% odd from the previous close of 388 kind of price. Now we will move on to next further stock, which is into the financial space, Chola Finance. Yeah, Chola Mandalam Investment and Finance Company. So now if you could see, so there is a resistance that we have marked, which it had touched the previous 52-week high, and then there was a knee-jerk kind of reaction, and then further it is headed towards crossing that 52-week high. So two times we have approached to those levels, and then there was sell-off immediately once we hit those levels. Now again we have touched to those levels, and the expectation is from here on it is expected to move. So last week it had created a kind of doji pattern, or since it is a green candle we cannot see it as a shooting star, but the expectation is that since it has closed towards 1625 to 1630 odd levels, which is near to its 52-week high, or all-time high around 1682 odd levels, right? So as far as the performance is concerned, there has been a good recovery from the previous lows of 1470, and then now it is recovering towards crossing the all-time highs. It is already approached towards its peak. So now it is just a week's time. Next week maybe on the opening itself we might cross 1680 odd levels, which was the previous all-time high. Now looking at the technicals perspective, this strong has definitely showing a strong significant buying interest, and there is a strength when we look from the significant selling that had come almost from the September 2024, and towards the end of May we are expecting this to head on the further leg of rally. So when it comes to the RSI perspective, RSI as of now is not extremely overbought, and yet it suggests that there is a further room. That is when we get a significant confidence that there is definitely a scope for it to further move towards the RSI high levels of 97 to 100. So by that time we might cross even 1700 to 1800 odd levels once we approach to those relative strength index indications. So now there is a upper good upper leg that is expected to further move on the Cholamandalam Finance stock. Now someone who is already holding this particular stock, so you can monitor for the price action near the all-time highs. If there is significant volumes and the buying interest that emerges, then it is a straight up move that we are going to see. Someone who is looking out for a new entry, so you have to look out for a sustained breakout above the 1682 levels with increased volume, and that would be something which would suggest a positive signal. The key support as of now is towards 1580 or 1570 kind of levels. As far as fundamentals are concerned, there is a strong AUM growth and stable asset quality, which indicate positivity on this particular stock. In general, also if we see the NBFC sector has been trending from couple of days, and that is when you could see a great rally that has come in. So overall, yes, we can newly look for buying opportunities too if we decisively cross beyond 1682 odd levels. Now the another stock on FnO is from the pharma sector, which is Divi's Labs. Now even Divi's Labs, okay, this is from the BSC, so we will take the NSE. Okay, so this is the NSE chart. Okay, so we had already seen from the previous week to the present week, Divi's Laboratories have already hit the all-time high, and from the all-time high we are seeing a kind of sell-off that had come, and presently the candlestick pattern suggests that this is a reversal at the higher levels. So from the pattern also it suggests inverse kind of hammer. So the stock had closed around 6540 to 6560 odd levels, and its 52-week high is 6590 kind of 95 kind of levels. Now there is definitely a strong breakout that we had seen from these levels. However, now the stock could be in the consolidation phase, since it had shown a strong kind of momentum or the robust buying had been seen. Now technically if you look overall, the pattern suggests that the stock is bullish. However, it has to close above the key moving averages. Okay, and our super trend indicator also suggests buying, continued buying from almost like a year now. Now what this evidently suggests us. So overall if we see RSI has also gone on the higher side, indicating it might be a slightly overstretched in the short term. And if you see from the higher levels of 6990 odd levels, we have already been seeing the stock has fallen to 6500 odd levels. So now what next? Someone who is already holding the stock can consider trailing stop loss of the week low, that is around 6300 odd levels. Anyone who is looking for a fresh entry should look for a confirmed breakout above the all-time high, which is 6590 odd levels, and with a strong volume. If there is any minor pullback to the immediate support level of around 6350 odd, from where we had seen the significant rally that come in, that would be acting as a better opportunity to enter in. Now if we talk from the perspective of fundamentals, the company had announced strong Q4 FY25 earnings, and it had also beat the expectations on the EPS front. Now as far as the news is concerned, the analysts have showed the mixed views, with some giving the hold ratings due to higher valuation. Some other recommended accumulating the stock with a target price of 7,500 odd, which is roughly around 10% from here. ICICI Securities, however, downgraded to reduce with a target of 5,600 odd levels, citing patent challenges as well as overstretched valuations. Now, you can definitely keep a close watch on this particular stock. If it closes below 6,300 odd levels, then it might see a further sell off, and we have to wait how towards this. This was a resistance previously. Now it would act as a support. How the stock would react at 2,200 to 600, sorry, 300 odd levels. If there emerges a significant buying, then further it would go and approach the all-time highs. Else, if we could see significant selling pressure coming in. Now we will move on to an AMC stock, which is HDFC, HDFC AMC. We are crucially trading at the 52-week high. So previously it had made in the October 2024, and from there we saw a significant sell-off coming in for the last 6 to 8 months, and now further it has recovered in just 2 months of time, from 3,600 odd levels to 4,800. It is almost 25% kind of rally had already been come up. Now it is trading at a crucial juncture of the 52-week range. If we see a significant breakout, then there is another leg of up move that we can expect. So from the perspective of levels, now it has closed currently at 4,814 odd levels, and the 52-week high was 4,832 odd. Now, if you talk about the performance, as you could very evidently see, there is a steady uptrend and a uptrend traction, or gaining momentum is seen here. If we talk from the perspective of technicals, so it is positive. However, RSI is showing significantly high, which suggests that there could be some cool off or sell off that can come from the 52-week high levels. Now what next for this particular stock? So someone who is already been holding can continue to hold with appropriate stop loss of roughly around 4,300 odd, from where we significantly saw the up move. Someone who is looking out for a new entry, a clear move above 4,835 levels with good volume and support where we could see it emerging around 4,800 odd levels. There we could go ahead and buy. When it comes to fundamentals, so the company has already recently declared a dividend of 90 per share, and the record date is expected to be June 2025. We have already been seen from the perspective of commentary from the management that the AUM has overall improved, and the market sentiment towards all the asset management companies have been on a bullish front, and the analyst consensus also targets this particular stock to move beyond 5,000 odd levels, which is roughly 2 to 3% away from the present close. So overall, yes, it indicates positive momentum, but we have to trade cautiously. Only the buying momentum might come in once we significantly cross beyond the previous 52-week high of 4,832 odd levels. Now next up on our radar is again from the group company HDFC Life Insurance. Okay, so as you could see, HDFC Life had closed around 780 odd levels. The previous resistance was in the range of 760 odd levels, and then it had significantly given a up move on the weekly candle, as you could see, and have strongly closed above those levels. Now from the perspective of performance, there is a strong upward move that we have seen, and it had clearly broken out the consolidation level at this zone. Now from the technicals side, so it has formed a strong bullish green candle with good volumes, and the RSI is also strong and at the higher levels. Now uh, we might definitely see a further up move that can continue from here on, because previously we tried to hit the 52-week high that it had made somewhere in the month of in the year 2021, and we consolidated for almost 3 years, and it was supposed to cross last September 2024. But then we saw a sharp sell-off overall in the entire major markets. That is when even HDFC life insurance had fallen from the peak. Now since it has crossed significantly those levels just in 2 months time frame, so the expectation is it can easily move ahead towards the 850 to 900 odd levels from here on. So what next for this stock? So maintain, someone who is already holding the stock can maintain trailing stop loss in the range of 745 levels, from where we saw a significant up move. Someone who wants a new entry, you have to wait for the decisive close above 782 to 785 levels, which could signal a further upside. The immediate support comes at 745 to 50 odd levels, the low of this particular candle. Now from the perspective of fundamentals, so it had given a strong Q4 results, and there was annual premium equivalent growth, which we call as APE, and also there was positive value of new business that was confirmed from the management. So analysis, as far as the fundamentals are concerned, shows definitely a positive momentum. Uh, on the news front, the overall analysts have also upgraded the targets to 860 odd levels, which is roughly around 10 to 12% from here. Now the next stock is the banking stock, ICICI, which is emerging as the heavyweight in the banks, and maybe in the coming days, 2 months, this could be the top bank in India, crossing HDFC Bank too. So ICICI Bank is also trading at its all-time high and crucial level. So the previous all-time high was 1459 odd levels, and presently it has closed at 1450 levels, which is very close. Uh, Now, as far as the performance is concerned, so you could see it has consistently been an outperformer and have been moving, on a linear way. So this is also one of the leading banking pack which is supporting the bank Nifty. Now, from the perspective of technicals, the momentum suggests a strong uptrend, and it has been trading above all the moving averages. When it comes to RSI, it is firm, but extremely overbought as of now, which is in the range of 90 to 95 odd levels. Now, a bullish moving average crossover of 5-day should be taken into consideration, and if it crosses below before whatever 1459 odd levels was its 52-week high, if it crosses significantly and trades above that particular zone, then we might expect to see a further up move in the rally. Now, what should the traders or investor do? Someone who is already holding the stock can continue to hold, as it is a blue chip stock and the momentum on the banking stocks have been quite positive. Someone who is looking for a new entry should buy on dips towards the support zone of 1420 odd levels. Now fundamentally, if you look, the financials have been quite strong, and this particular bank has been a consistently profit growth bank with falling NPAs, net performance, uh, non-performing assets have also been quite low. Now, from the perspective of majority of analysts have already given a strong buy or buying rating, have been increased to the upside level towards 1650 odd, which is roughly around 10% to 12% from here on. Now, next on our radar is uh, Max Financial Services. Yeah, so Max Financial Services stock. So this stock has also crossed its previous 52-week high and have been significantly closing or trading above those levels. Now, this is another insurance space. From the perspective of technicals, the stock has closed around 1470 to 1475 odd levels, and it had hit 1490 levels as its 52-week high. So from the perspective of performance from last 2 months, the stock has been showing real good strength and have approached its peak. From the perspective of our super trend, also it suggests a positive momentum from last close to around 1 year, almost 2 years. So overall, it shows a quite positive chart structure. The RSI is healthy on the upside, but still the uptrend is continuing from here on. So we have to closely monitor and watch till where the stock is expected to move. Someone who is already holding the stock have to be vigilant around the all-time highs. If it closes below 1420 odd levels, then that would be considered as a significant support zone. If we start falling below that particular level, then it is better to trail the stop loss and cut the positions. But if it hovers at 1400 to 1420 levels, that would again act as a strong support there, and then we might further see a new rally coming in. When it comes to fundamentals, the focus on value of new business margins as well as premium equivalent growth, annual premium equivalent growth would be seen, which is on the higher side. And analyst consensus also targets this particular stock around crossing beyond 1500 odd levels, indicating further upside potential. So this has already approached towards those levels, just a percent or 2% below those levels. Now lastly, there are two stocks. One is from the cement sector space. So we will talk about Shree Cements. Okay, so Shree Cement is also trading at a crucial juncture. So previously, almost in the 2021, we had approached those levels, but from there we had significantly seen the downfall. And then from the lower levels of 17,000, we have again, come to the 32,000 mark already. So now, from the technicals perspective, the chart suggests a positive uptrend from almost like 2 years. Overall, it has closed around 31,500 odd levels, and it is at its 52-week high, which is near to 31,700 odd levels. The stock has been consolidating at those 52-week high levels. The expectation is it can give a clear breakout above this resistance level, because the RSI shows quite moderate, if you see. So there is a further leg room for this particular stock to move and reach the all-time highs again. So someone who is still holding, watch for a breakout or resistance at the all-time highs. Once it crosses that level and then consolidate from those zones, then there is a point for them to sell off. However, someone who is looking for a fresh entry, so you have to start taking the entries once the convincing breakout of 31,700 is crossed with strong volumes. The support significantly suggests in the level of 30,500 odd, from where we had seen the significant move in the previous week that had come. Now, from the perspective of fundamentals, so cement sector always will remain in demand as Indian economy is growing. There would be a requirement of good infrastructure, and Shree Cement being one of the top players, it has the pricing power, it has the capacity on expansion, and that is when majority of the uh, brokerage industry have been quite positive about the stock and has given a buy rating with a target of 35,500 odd levels. But yes, whenever we see a lot of momentum coming in, there similarly there would be sharp downfalls in this particular sector, because it's very competitive, and any big player announcing some cuts will have an impact in the revenues of this particular uh, company too. So there has to be a cautious stance or approach to be taken. Only if the buying momentum continues, then it is a hold. Else, if fresh entries should be avoided at this stage. Lastly, we have solar industries in the space of um, explosive manufacturer for a growing defense portfolio. Solar industries, yes. So this particular stock has significantly given a growth of roughly around 8 times from last uh, 3 to 4 odd years. So explosive move has been seen significantly from last 4 months. So it was just halfway around 8,000 odd levels and already crossed 15,000 now. So from the perspective of uh, technicals, the stock has closed in the range of 15,000 odd, uh, and if you see from the perspective of further rally from here, of course, it has already given a phenomenal run from last 6 to 7 weekly trading sessions. It has been quite positive, and there has been a phenomenal run that we had seen, and majority of the companies had already given this as a multi-bagger because it has been consistently hitting the new all-time highs. So technicals are very strong on an uptrend, and there is no single red candle. Last we had seen somewhere in the month of April the red candle, and from almost like 10 to 12 weeks it has been significantly on a up move. Now, as far as the RSI is concerned, it is definitely on a overbought zone, roughly around 99 to 100 odd levels. So this suggests that the further up move from here on could be difficult. But then previously at these levels also we had seen the RSI to be trading around 100. But from 11,000 odd levels we had seen a rally of around 4,000 easily that had come up despite the RSI being trading at 100. So the expectation is until it bends, we shouldn't stop gaining the positivity momentum on this particular stock. So when it comes to the investment or trading, so someone who is already holding the stock should definitely trail the stop losses very strictly because we had seen a significant rally coming in. So 14,000 odd levels should be the stop. Anyone looking for new entry, it is extremely risky because the stock has already given a significant levels like 100% up move from last 4 odd months, and without a significant consolidation towards the support zone of 13,000 odd from where we had seen this rally, the expectation is that you should not enter. From the perspective of fundamentals or news, the quarterly results have been quite strong, and the growth outlook or future outlook had also been positive, and there is increasing focus on the defense segment, uh, like the Nakshatra drone news that had come in. So that is when majority of the brokerage houses have given the price target of 16,500 odd levels, which is roughly around 10% from here. So overall, we have discussed top 10 stocks which have been trading towards its all-time highs and have been significantly making the all-time highs. Couple of stocks. Now you have to potentially be very cautious, because there are some general strategies when it comes to dealing with stocks that are near its all-time highs. So someone who is looking for buying it further, or waiting for some confirmation, don't jump blindly, because the stock has been on an aggressive up move. So look for a clear breakout above the all-time highs with significant volumes. If that is not happening, there is quite risk to enter. And always look for buy on dips or consolidation. If the stock pulls back moderately after hitting the all-time highs and finds support or consolidate, that might be the better opportunity to enter with better risk reward kind of strategy. Also be aware of false breakouts, because the price might briefly cross the all-time highs and then significantly reverse from there, which will not even give you an opportunity to exit. So use other indicators also, rather than just following one to two indicators as to what those suggest. And someone who is existing shareholder in any of these stocks, you have to put a strict trailing stop loss, because this is crucial to protect your profits. As the stock moves higher, you can move your stop loss up and trail that further. And always consider partial booking. If the stock looks overextended or it forms a reversal pattern near the all-time highs, booking some profits can be a prudent strategy, so that you can ride the particular stock at a later stage too. So when it comes to risk management, regardless of your strategy, always define your risk per trade and use appropriate stop losses. So stocks at all-time high can be quite volatile. So while dealing with these all-time high kind of stocks, you require a blend of technical acumen and an understanding of market sentiment and a disciplined risk management approach. So always ensure that you do your own research and thorough research on all these stocks. So that's it from our side. Let us know in the comments below if you need similar analysis of your favorite stocks. If you found this analysis insightful, please give the thumbs up on this particular video, and share it with your friends. Also make sure to subscribe to the channel of Invesfinc Advisors and hit the bell icon for more episodes of Market Vision. Thanks for watching and trade wisely.